Hey guys, welcome back to AO Reliance. Today, me and the boy making our second attempt at the maiden voyage of our new RZR. Tried it last weekend, but where we went, it was just too damn cold to ride. We weren't prepared for that, so this is it. This is the RZR that I got. Anyways, I'm not going over specs, none of that crap. Today is just about breaking it in a little bit, getting a feel for it, and then I think what I'll talk about after I show some footage of us driving around is, well, it's two questions. I'm going to deal with one in this first video. What made me decide to do the side-by-side versus a Jeep? And I'll tell you right now, I don't really need a Jeep. I do have an off-road capable truck, the Tundra. Is it as off-road capable as a Jeep? No, but it could be with a lot of money put into it. But I'll address that, and then the second question in the next video I'll address is why the Polaris over the Can-Am. But stay tuned. Alright, so I went on my little rip. I've already taken the RZR back to the storage unit. I'm just out here dropping off the trailer real quick. But I wanted to get into the meat of this video as far as what I brought up earlier, why I decided to do the side-by-side as opposed to putting more money in the Tundra to do off-roading, or what the most common argument is I can do a Jeep cheaper than I can do a side-by-side. Well, that isn't necessarily true when you compare apples to apples, but I get the argument. After that last run I made up there on the Montana Mountain Loop with the Tundra, I just decided that the Tundra was really too big to do that kind of stuff with, and I needed to do something different. But the reason I chose a side-by-side as opposed to buying a Jeep is when you compare apples to apples, and what I mean is my XP4 1000 Turbo brand new versus a Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Sport Edition, which is their both base model Jeep 4-door that they have. The sticker on the Jeep is $33,000, and it's just a 4-wheel drive with open diffs, so it doesn't even have lockers on it. It doesn't have a lift kit on it. It's just 4-wheel drive, standard ride height, standard suspension with open diffs. $33,000 and some change is the sticker on that. My XP4 1000 Turbo sticker is 22.7-ish, 22.7. I got it, you know, basically out the door for 25 after document fees, freights, all the stuff that most of us have got to pay for. I mean, very few people, unless you're one of those companies that build aftermarket stuff on RZRs and Can-Ams, that's about the only way you can get sticker or below sticker on these things is demo models. But I'm still $8,000 cheaper than a Jeep, and that Jeep isn't going to be as capable as the side-by-side. So that's where my mentality was when I decided all right, I'm going to do a side-by-side versus a purpose-built Jeep, or put more money into the Tundra. I get the arguments for people, because I'm not going to lie to you, side-by-sides are wildly expensive. Wildly expensive. And it took me 10 years to get to this point where I decided it's worth the money to me now. After that little 25-mile rip we did with it out there on a Montana mountain loop, it is totally where I was passing. Same trail, Jeeps have got to, you know, they can go a little bit faster, whatever, but for the most part, to keep their handling, they've got to stay at lower speeds, whereas I can just scoot around them no problem. So I hope that makes sense to you guys when you hear people say I can build a Jeep cheaper than I can buy a side-by-side. That ain't really apples to apples. They're talking about buying a used Jeep and working on it and putting all the upgrades on it versus a brand new side-by-side. When you're comparing the side-by-side to the Jeep, you got to do apple for apple, new for new, used for used. I would mention used here, but I didn't do my research on used side-by-sides. I would never consider buying a used side-by-side. I have a hard enough time buying used vehicles because I just don't trust people. But at the end of the day, for me, it was worth the money. Now guys, stay tuned on the next video. I am gonna address the question of why Polaris over Can-Am, why RZR over X3. Stay tuned for that, and then I am going to do my best to try to get more footage, aerial footage of the things that I do to make these videos a little more interesting. Just, I had limited time this morning, being my son had to be at work by noon, so I didn't want to spend half my time out there calibrating drones and cameras and setting up to get shots. So if you stuck this far through the video, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. If you like it, thumbs up. If you didn't like it, thumbs down. Leave great comments, leave shitty comments, I don't care. Subscribe if you like. Have a good day.